Good morning to all my CLS friends. When you're working at home during these kind of crazy days away from school, are there days that you feel like you just want peace and quiet? Sometimes in my house with Mr. Gilbart and the girls and Bowie the cat, it can be hard to find just a little slice of peace and quiet to get some work done. In today's story, Mr. Duck means business. Mr. Duck thinks that all he wants is some peace and quiet, but he learns that peace and quiet isn't always all it's cracked up to be. Mr. Duck lived by himself at the pond. Each day he followed a tight schedule. Mr. Duck has lots of signs. No trespassing, don't even think about it, keep off the grass, shh, duck crossing, and that is all. No visitors welcome. From 6 in the morning until 7, he would stretch his wings. From 7 until 8, he would fluff his feathers. At precisely 8:01, he would glide across the perfectly still water. Ah, said Mr. Duck, it's so peaceful, so quiet. I have everything I need. Day after day, week after week, and year after year, everything was the same, and Mr. Duck was very happy. Then one especially hot summer day, Mr. Duck had just begun his morning gliding when he saw Pig? Look out below! Oink, oink! Splash! Mr. Duck sputtered. He muttered. He tail-a-fluttered. But Pig did not get the message. Mr. Duck was all set to give Pig a strongly worded speech regarding private property when, "Well, there you are," said Cow. "Let's see your moves," called Pig. "Jump in." "You don't mind, do you, Mr. Duck?" said Cow as she plowed right past. "Moo, moo, splash." Mr. Duck grumbled, he mumbled, he flip-flop fumbled. But Pig and Cow did not get the message. Mr. Duck was all set to tell them what's what when, "Hey," said Goat, "we've been looking all over for you." "Anyone up for a game of Marco Polo?" called Pig. "Last one in his rotten egg?" cheeped a chick. "Come on, Mr. Duck," said Cow. "You're it." And all of a sudden, all the farm animals are on their way into Mr. Duck's pond. The water got wild, the scenery got crowded, and the peace and quiet, it was gone. Mr. Duck tapped, he flapped, and then he totally snapped. Quack! And somebody got the message. "Perhaps we've overstayed our welcome," said Chick. "Oh," said the other animals. "Out! Out of my pond!" cried Mr. Duck. "This time I mean business." "So sorry. My apologies." "Goodbye for good," said Mr. Duck. "Sorry to have bothered you," said Chick. "Thank you for letting us swim in your pond." Alone at last, Mr. Duck returned to his routine. He stretched his wings. There was no splashy belly flopping. He fluffed his feathers. There was no annoying water ballet. He glided across the perfectly still water. There was certainly no rowdy round of Marco Polo. "Ah," said Mr. Duck, "it's so peaceful, so quiet, and that's just the way I like it." On Monday, quiet. On Tuesday, very quiet. On Wednesday, peaceful. On Thursday, very peaceful. On Friday, yawn. On Saturday, Mr. Duck twiddled his feathers, peacefully and quietly, of course. And on Sunday, Mr. Duck had a plan. He's painting a new sign. These days, Mr. Duck still loves to stretch at 6 o'clock. He still loves to fluff his feathers at 7. He still loves to glide across the perfectly still water at precisely 8:01. But sometimes life calls for a little noise. Noise welcome from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. And here come all his animal friends, especially with friends. So on these days at home when you're looking for a little bit of peace and quiet to do some schoolwork or draw a picture or build with your Legos, also remember to be grateful for your moms and dads and brothers and sisters and cats and dogs and everyone who's at home with you to love you and care for you and provide some extra noise and fun when you need that too. Until we can all be back together again, we continue to pray for you. We miss all your smiling faces and I hope we can see you really soon. Bye!